But you like the taste of wild.
More.
And you say, give me some.
More.
Just to even the...
Score.
If I love it, it's a thing that I...
Adore.
Bam. Check this shot.
I'm always happy I never bore.
Just a clean bottom.
Ooh.
This
That's kind of sexy, you say that. Clean bottom.
Yeah. But yeah, it's going somewhere.
I use terminology like that all the time.
She's got a clean bottom.
She's got a bad clean bottom.
Oh, her bottom is very clean.
Her rumpus is pristine.
Rumpus. That's Kyle and M's new album.
Is that Chip T up there?
Which one?
The center square?
That one?
Yeah.
Look at this one. And I can do that equation in my sleep.
Yeah. No. The first one. This one. Look at your eyes, dude. Look at the anger and the rage. Like your teeth are at least 2 inches longer on both sides, evenly.
Isn't it?
It almost looks like the teeth are hand painted.
Man, they're hand tarnished by coffee and weed. But that's a gnarly picture, right?
That's cool. Yeah, I like it.
Welcome to the blood bank.
Yeah. I need to listen to more of the pod. I've got about probably 10 or 15 minutes, and I was kind of jumping around on there, and I was getting some of your artwork from
the flyers or Che work?
From the flyers. That Che would, like, as the podcast is going, it's kind of cool. He's got all the he's got all the artwork over the years from you, and from like all the 1996 flyers, right? Yeah, I'm trying to find it real quick.
There's one from Outer Limits I was hoping you'd see.
Let me see if I don't know if I saw that one or not.
Leonard Crayon drew this. I think it's epic.
Mm-hmm. Crinkle. I got to figure out how, in a much more not slow way, how to sync stuff. Like at work today, I was sharing all this stuff. And I thought by the time I got home and logged in that it would be on the cloud and downloaded to where I can see it on here real easy and share it.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to do this when I've been editing the podcast.
All right.
To try to get it up the next day. I'll try to bring it to work and I'll try to save it to the cloud, to my, cloud thing. But when I get there, it's not there.
Isn't that a long file, the wave?
Usually it's like 100 megabytes or so by the time I'm uploading it, because I'll get it in MP3 form by the time
So why is that?
I don't know. And like a day or two later, it'll be there. But there's some type of download, upload
hubbub
traffic jam that I got to solve, because it'll make it a little bit easier. So make it a little easier.
If there's a cracker, let's put on some
cheesier. I like my crackers cheesier. Yeah, I'm getting like a really good little workflow here in this cloud of all the different photos and stuff that we're working on and doing, and it's really neat, man.
And your cherry picks will go to Blue Sky?
Oh, yeah, yep. I just kind of throw one up there whenever I'm in the mood and get like a free 10, 15 minutes. And it's kind of my, I'm not going to go on social media and scroll, but I'm going to find something, creative to post and then say, like, give some kind of positive energy, or
I like it.
Maybe scroll and find somebody else's that's really good and shine a light on it and share it. If I don't have time to do my own, like share my own or whatever, or post my own. And it's been really cool, man. There's some really neat people that on this Blue Sky app and probably on any social media app, Instagram, all of them probably, where it's someone that maybe lives a very simple life and has a phone or has maybe a nice camera, has the internet and all that, but they don't really leave their house or their garden because it's beautiful and there's no reason to, because they live in paradise, and they just like share their daily photos of a garden or of just something that kind of sparks, their emotion, a sunset, and they'll throw some kind of positive energy behind it. And you see like a community of people that do that, and then they seek other people doing it and become their little network and their little friendships.
Cool.
Photography kind of stuff, vibes.
Kind of home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got the bird people, like, how big that is here in Florida with bird watchers and everything.
Hell yeah.
I mean, they come in droves.
Flocks.
What time of the year do they come in?
I think the peak of bird watching is undoubtedly in the Florida winter.
Okay.
And the Enchanted Forest has a couple gigs.
Mm-hmm.
But, we've seen the bird Nado in the winter.
Oh, yeah.
And all the pelicans that come down from Washington State, we've seen them.
Okay. Do they always stop over in New Orleans and get a little...
Likely.
Get down on Bourbon Street there and
French,
kind of have a little vacay before they make the full trip in?
Do. And I wonder if any of them give Central Florida or Florida a pass and just go like south into like Mexico, southern Texas, Corpus Christi. That's because that's another little warm nugget in America.
Yeah, no doubt. Texas is those plains, man. That's some gnarly territory there.
Yeah.
Not even talking about any immigration situations in that area or who you might possibly come across out of nowhere, but I was watching like Yellowstone, and they have like, the rattlesnakes out there are no joke, and they're everywhere, and they're underground. And if you put your tent in the wrong space, you're going to wake up with a damn snake on your chest, kind of seeking that heat-seeking technology that they have.
That cold desert night.
Dude, no way.
We got them too, but yeah, it seems like, I don't know, some places there's a bunch. Like I know up in the Appalachians, they might have like a certain mountain that might have a bunch of them up in little caves and stuff, But yeah, I've rattlesnakes, man.
I need to get a snake handling thing.
The little the gator bite.
You know what I mean? So I can I had a situation out back, and I wish I would have had something like that to help me feel a lot safer.
A big wide broom. Pins them down pretty good, and a lot of times you could sweep them in something. But those water snakes, when they get spazzy and they're bigger than 3 feet, and you don't know if it's a banded water snake or if it's a cottonmouth, and they're getting wriggly and fast, that's weird.
I'll tell you what, I would put my hand back there by the rose bush to cut a rose, and it was like 3 feet from my hand, and it gave me a sound.
Note to self.
And when I walked that way, it was kind of popping at me, and I swear in my brain, oh, it's triangle head. You know what I mean? And even when I popped it with a hoe, I still think it did have one. I didn't take pictures and do all the I was kind of heebie-jeebied on it, kind of scared me, and I just happened to have that hoe right. And Lori was in the, and she came out and she saw me, I was like, oh, like that,
Jacked up.
I came in and I just kind of saw it, and it was kind of like going like this toward, kind of like it was going to come at me, and I was walking real slow towards it. And I just think it felt like it was backed up because it was on the inside of the wall. And I couldn't tell if it was that or a water moccasin. And I came in here and I was an identifier, and there was 6 snakes, and only the moccasin and the cottonmouth were the venomous, and the rest were non. It was a brown water snake. There was 3 or 4 snakes that I was like, it could possibly be.
And they all could be dirty with mud and obscure their pattern.
And this thing was like thick.
That's usually cottonmouths.
It was real thick.
When they're cobby.
Dude, and it was, yeah. And so I just scared the crap out of me, dude. And I just, with the dogs and everything, I didn't want to risk it.
They're the worst. They get the, because they eat the necrotic tissue. They eat dead meat. So you maybe get the secondary infection from a bite. That's like cottonmouth thing. Have you ever seen them when they flop their head? They'll open their mouth and show you their cotton. And it almost looks like they hinge their head and let it flop from side to side as a warning. And that's why they call them a cottonmouth. They open it up and they flash it at you. But yeah, they're probably, to me, like the gnarliest Florida snake, the one that has aggressed the most. I've witnessed them aggressing more than any other kind of, poison snakes, coral snakes. They don't, they never aggress. But
yeah,
other snakes, this.
If I saw a coral snake, I don't think I'd be too. I mean, I'd be cautious, but I wouldn't go do your thing, man.
Yeah, and the moment you mess with them, they'll disappear under the roots of the grass so fast.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're nothing. And the pygmies and the regular diamondbacks, pretty avoidable. But those cottonmouths, they'll get weird and run at you.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you'll accidentally roll up into like more than one,
I'd say in my history of lifetime of being in the woods and with the amount of time that I've spent, I haven't had a whole lot of intense encounters with other animals. I've had some snakes. I've come across some snakes. I've come across deer. I've come across alligators in situations in here in Florida, in quite a few situations there, and that can be intense, but nothing that's scary or too close or too dangerous, in any way. I think snakes probably scare me the most. Personally, it just, when I was a kid, I would pick them up at garter snakes and stuff and scare people with them. And I didn't have too much of a fear, but then when you copperheads, when I saw my first copperhead, in the wild and, luckily somebody was there to point it out and tell me about it, that was an intense situation. Then you start hearing about the cottonmouths and then your rattlers, which are all through Kentucky, all the way down through Florida here. And they have a rattlesnake roundup up there in Cairo, Georgia, when we go up to the property up there. And it's right on the side of the main road there. And it's this whole area that's seasoned, every year. It's where the military and the police department train, outdoor training.
So they go clean it out.
And I guess that area, they'll have these competitions where just, teams of families or whoever teams, just like a fishing tournament. You just sparse out into the woods and they all look for rattlesnakes, and whoever gets the biggest one, I guess.
This might got a hole in it. You might have to
nice.
deal with that hole in it. Maybe not. You can feel the spur.
Ooh, thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
So cottonmouths, I always remember one time when I think it was Crane. He was walking through a ditch, and it was pretty deep, and but short but deep. And when he was almost chest deep, there was one, swam at him, and anyways, it was 3, and they got spazzy and did the swim at you thing, and it was gnarly.
Oh my God!
And I've seen him in the spring when it's a cool morning.
How did he handle that?
Yeah,
was he just flipping out, or did he calmly handle it and get him pushed back? Or
he has decades. What he did was it's from a kung fu movie.
Did he just piss himself and it just?
No, hell no. He had the machete.
Dang, I'm trying to give a.
I think he got 3 of them. All nice. 3 of them.
Nice.
But
I had to put my machete in the back there just because I'm just kind of worried about it now with everything I'm building back there.
Yeah, we don't like machete and those snakes. Just footnote to everyone.
Oh, 100% no.
But
the black snakes out there, love them. Stay, please. I need you. All the snakes, really. All the rat snakes. I got some little small rat snake last year that was hanging out by my button here by the garage door.
A rat snake with stripes.
Yeah, and it's so cool. Good. Stay there. I don't care if you get big. We had one on the front porch for a while that was living out there.
And there's a big one that was doing the cold winter nights up in the in between the metal roof and the insulation of the studio. I've seen him slip up there. He flattened out so flat, but he's big.
That's pretty cool though.
But yeah, cottonmouths, and we haven't seen one pygmy since the flood out there at the creek.
Wow,
not one.
You think it hurt him?
Hell yeah, it drove them. I mean, they can't hang in the trees, and it was so flooded. Most of them got ate, displaced. But yeah, I haven't seen one.
Wow. Now they'll come back?
Yeah.
they'll make their way back.
Yeah, but you probably remember how thick they were for a minute.
I haven't seen any snakes on your property yet since I've been walking around out there. I just haven't come across any yet for some reason.
You know who can pull a snake out of any woods?
Who's that?
This guy. I don't know if you met Alex. Have you seen this guy?
Oh, yeah.
He's a really good friend of Frank's and mine, and
okay,
he's a cool person.
He like throw on one of those videos real quick.
Alex Robertson. That's a coral snake, right?
I think so.
And he will jump in the water after stuff, and he'll walk out to my place, and he'll just go bury his hands in the woods and be like, pull out like 7 snakes.
It's insane.
He's got a snake sense. You know, people go on surf trips. He goes on surf trips, but he goes on snake trips.
Wow.
He's just all in. And
it's amazing.
Local firefighter. What's this guy? Oh, he's chasing the big ones down in South Florida.
See, to me, that's just so intense to me. Just the power of those snakes, and it's like you have to really understand them and be able to be very calm.
That's a good thing to say,
right?
And look at that.
Like, to me, that right there.
He's got his hat between him and it.
That's just so insane to be on your knees like that. Like, what if it just wanted to turn around and come at you and you'd have to understand.
He's got decades.
Like him. Exactly. To understand I know these 3 moves get me in a good enough distance to be away and I'm comfortable, and it's like second nature to me.
And if you're listening and you ain't from here, or you don't know, the thing you don't want to mess up with poison snakes in the Southeast in Florida is don't be in close quarters with them. And my 2 cents is people always, one of the things that people do when they rock up on a snake is they'll like do a stutter step with like the jitterbugs and maybe roll their ankle, snap something, and fall.
Oh, man.
That happens a lot.
All right, well, let's get this bad boy going.
Cool.
Episode 219 of the Adjust on My podcast.
See what Cannon Carr's doing over here.
Our cabin down by the sea, greener pastures, that's where we'll be. In our own cabin down by the sea, greener pastures, that's where we'll be.
Hello there, ladies and gents. Welcome to another episode of the Adjust on My podcast.
Welcome.
We have Mr. Thaddeus Maximus over here with us.
In the house.
And I think I hear a tail.
A thumping, that's Butters.
A thumping tail. That sounded like a blue tail.
Blue, yeah, it was Blue. Butters is
Blue's got the thumper tail, man.
Yeah.
He whips that bad boy, man. He pisses everybody off with that thing.
Dog party.
Oh, yeah. He gets Loki in the face with it sometimes on purpose. Never see her get more frustrated, man.
I can see that.
Little blue tail whip. So, how you doing, man?
Super good. We got 4.1 inches of rain the day before.
It's been pretty spectacular, hasn't it? It's, 3 days in a row of just pretty much all day off and on showers?
A flip switch.
Yeah, last night I think it was all night, and just like an hour ago it started raining again for a little bit.
Yeah, so the ground is soaked, and I'd say we're pretty safe around here from the fire.
The bugs are out.
Yeah, it's mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes are just like, they're trying to just like breed. Like you saw when I pulled that little thing out of that area, they just came from everywhere.
I'm ready.
Oh, man.
I'm ready.
That's probably, I think, would be the hardest thing living in Florida in like a hammock in like a, an area with a lot of water around, is the mosquito part of everything. Like they're so intense. Do you build up a tolerance over time?
Yes. Definitely. I mean, I do. I did.
So can you be outside when they're hot and heavy, walking around and not feel just annoyed without any protection?
Yeah, I can, but I think the annoyance is there, but through the decades, just shut it out or so. I don't know what, because,
So when you get like a new person that's not an outdoorsman over there or isn't used to mosquitoes.
California people don't want to see one of them. I mean, some people that never seen a skeet.
Yeah.
One of them's like, well, am I going to get Nile? What's the
Nile West
thing?
Nile virus. And there's so many of them. Posting
cars are acclimated. I remember when the posts first were coming over there, they left the window cracked on a spring night and it had a hole in the screen. They all woke up, ate up.
Oh, dude.
No CMs, but yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Jeez, man. Well, it's good to see you.
Was.
I don't know if I didn't even show when we were doing the walk around, but Jaco last Thursday hooked up with another tattoo session. So number 5.
In the name of his,
it's Jaco over at the Divinci Tattoo on Garden Street.
Used to
here
be
in Titusville.
50.
I think they used to be on 50. I'm not really sure of the history of the studio personally.
Looks epic.
But I think I remember them being over on the 50 area or something like that. And I think they were even off of Hopkins at one point, where the Old Timers Tattoo used to be.
Yeah, and I think Jason, I think he knows. They know each other.
Okay. Don't know the owner very well. He's there, but the artist Jaco, who I kind of chose,
your artist
is dude. He's just awesome.
Can we tell him what's going on your arm, the theme? And
well, it's a Garden of Earthly Delights. I'm not going to go too deep into it until it's all done, because I'd like to have him. Right. I'd like to have him come on the show and sit down and record with us and talk about the whole situation, because it's kind of been a fun ride for both of us, honestly, because it's something that it's a personal thing that I took on. It's a little pricey, but worth it, every bit of it. And the money that, is being charged is well worth it.
Respect.
So all the good energy towards all of that, but it's a task. It's a daunting thing. And you're trusting someone to put permanent ink on you, and
he nailed it,
and he's just really killing it, man. And it's like the end part here is, so now this whole little area is kind of getting filled in. This area is getting filled in. And now we just have this like wrist area here, little couple areas here. And then it's going to be doing like a shading and coloring sessions. So maybe 3 or 4 more sessions and it'll be done. Maybe by the end of the year, hopefully.
Okay. So when it's done, homie's coming in.
Yep.
Okay.
And we'll do like a little sit down and talk about it, kind of set up, and get him some even some short promotional kind of clip kind of stuff, where we're just talking about it in a quick format so he can even share for his social medias and stuff.
Cool.
It's a cool piece for him too, because it's something different. The art is so wild and weird and demented and twisted, but beautiful at the same time, and from a Renaissance period, and it's from a famous canvas painter, from that time.
And he nailed the lines, the curves, kind of staying in the vein of that style. He really
isn't that cool? It's like, and we're throwing things, because that's what the painting is too. And that's what I told him. My first thought was taking the top part of the arm and making it the dark demented part, and then like the elbow part, and a little bit of the forearm and bicep, have it be like the middle of the painting part, because it's 3 panels, and then have the wrist area another panel.
It's a scale.
And when we first started talking about it, I said, you know what, but you're the artist, so get creative. And if we just like kind of throw things on there, and I'll tell you what I want, like we can stylistically, I thought we'd get maybe 25% of the painting on my whole arm. And I think we're going to get like 70% of the painting on there, I think.
That's neat.
And maybe more, because he just keeps like this whole section. Like obviously this was a huge centerpiece, and he just shrunk it and popped it here. But it's kind of perfect in the way he did it. You know what I mean? And he's taken I didn't think I'd get all the different eyeball, weird, round, orby structures, you know? And he's kind of fitting them all in a good place. And
yeah, they look really cool, and they sit really good. They're not looking like crowded or.
Yeah, and I like his, that stipple style that he has.
Yeah.
You know, with the dots and the stippling, it's like single needle detailed. And then when you do your other foundational shading and, you know, coloring, and then you kind of clean it up, it kind of
makes it pop, huh?
Yeah, it gives that single, like the detail look that you want it to have.
It already looks great.
So super, super happy with it all completely right now.
Super cool.
It's been itching all weekend, man. I've been on itch mode, man. Oh, it's terrible. Itch.
When do you go back?
It'll be next month. I've been kind of taking the first Thursday of the month. I've been kind of trying to once a month go in and get
awesome.
Get the day going. You know, get it done. So what else been going on, man? What you been up to?
Mixing.
Yeah, heavily, huh?
Yeah, and doing some sessioning, helping people with some songs, and
yeah. What you working on? Anything cool? Anything you can talk about?
Yeah, I mean today I worked a little bit on Kyle and the 8 Minute Miles. Got this new.
What up, Kyle?
Yeah, he's going to be doing a session with Che, and what up, Che?
What up, Che?
On the social contrast, and so I worked on that because he's going to have 2 songs off his current album, but he's going to have a new nugget that they tracked this winter.
And
it's really cool. So
look forward to hearing that. Che, you bring up Che, and congrats, Kyle, man, on all the stuff that you're working on. I
big time
look forward to getting you here in the studio, and even recording over there at T's place when, you know, if you're over there recording at some point, and have like 30, 45 minutes to an hour to peel out for just a little conversation.
He's way down.
So it's time to get that going.
And him and Che will be tomorrow night are going to be doing what Che just did for Lo Presher.
I love it.
Yeah, and you saw
the social contrast.
Yeah.
I have it link shared on Lampin Media. We have a post on there in our spotlight on happenings on lampinmedia.com.
I like that.
And it shows also on the Blue Sky social media for Lampin Media, and on his YouTube channel, The Social Contrast.
That's Che's, and Che peeled it out with T, with 3 Lo Presher songs, and it was really cool. He dissected them and bounced a bunch of questions off me, and made some.
He had a cool little picture of all of you guys together, like black and white, like being all stoic in your young selves.
Yeah.
Like this.
Yep. It's a mosquito net. That's my work hat.
The modern sophist.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Links are everywhere. Go check him out. I listened to a little bit of that today, and it was really cool hearing him peel out some of your early days and some of your tours and some of the stories and hanging out, and you know, what the music meant, and some of the words behind, you know, your positive energy that you guys were really pushing through with your music.
He subtitled all of it, and that's kind of cool because most people be like, you know, it sounds cool, but what?
Yeah.
You get to see it, you know.
And it was cool. He used a lot of your old artwork, a lot of your old flyers, a little bit of his own flavor to it, you know, and he kind of creates a narrative since it's not fully video. He creates a viewing experience so you can kind of enjoy, and it's topical based on what you're talking about to the art.
And he did the AI for some of the nuggets.
That's very cool, man.
From WhatsApp, right?
I think so. Here, I don't know. I'm getting a little feedback. I'm just trying to figure it out real quick.
That little snap crackle.
Yeah, I wonder where it's coming from. I don't know if it's coming from this.
It's Rice Krispies.
Right?
Pretend he's got cereal.
It's annoying. I don't have problems like this anymore. Used to always be like that.
Now it's gone.
Yeah, there's some little web of
snap crackle.
Something saying, I don't like you very much.
You need to double the number of your cables.
I think I've done that a few times, and I think most of them at your house now.
So Jimmy Beach always used to say to engineers, and it was not taken kindly. It was a joke, but they got a cable farm, and Jimmy's like, "Can we double the number of cables?"
Yeah, can we? Oh man. So what do we got going on this week, man? It's got a lot of rain. Got a lot of farming going on. The tomatoes are really kicking butt out back.
Gators on the move big time. Got to mention that.
Frogs are going crazy out back.
Singing songs.
Singing like crazy. Gators are moving around. There, a lot of the babies are out and about, huh?
Babies and the bulls and the moms. And one day I hit you up. There was like 5 of them in the yard, and Crane's wife was like, instead of doing the big run she's like staying on the main road because there were a lot. It was weird.
Really?
They were everywhere. There's up by the road, in the backyard, in the moving.
Man, that's intense.
Yeah. So I was late stepping, Yeah. Frank, we got to catch up with Frank. He's fixing a cruise up to Chicago.
Okay.
He's got some gigs up there. Rebecca's going up there.
That's great. He's what does he go? He goes up there once or twice a year.
Probably more than that. And,
yeah.
And he's got some new sponsorship for EEARSS, which is great.
Heck yeah.
And they're gonna squeeze that out and celebrate.
I just love that connection, man.
Yeah,
it's such a great connection for him, to go up there and to call a gator in and catch it by using a call, just calling it in.
Somebody so
amazing.
Some group just made a musical for kids, I think, about Chance the Snapper, how he is all lonely in a pipe, going, man, how did I get here? I ain't got no friends. It's cold. Something like that.
Wow! And then Frank the old man came, called me over to him to save me.
Yeah.
And take me to my friends.
And then hopped in the water.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Wow. I like it. Yeah, we do have, when's he going?
Soon. I can't recall exactly when, but soon. And if anybody's ever in St. Augustine, which is an awesome town to cruise through, if you go to the alligator farm, we're really good friends with the folks that own it and run it. Mm-hmm. And if you go there, you can see Chance the Snapper.
That's right. And you can find everything about all that on EEARSS.com, right?
Yeah.
EEARSS.com.
Yep. That's it.
So, and you can find links to that on Lampin Media and everywhere else as well, on Vibe Farmer, and
shout out to Frank and the crew.
Yeah, we love you, man. Miss you. It's awesome seeing, think about this. Let's say 4 years ago, might be a little off there. We're doing this little podcast. There's probably 2 or 3 other people around here. Obviously there's Tom and Dan and all the big boys out there in Orlando doing the podcast. And we start having some guests on, and Frank, ties in and gets the podcast going on with Titusville High School, and he's bringing in like Norm from Cheers, and just all these just amazing guests and local celebrities and local
heavy hitter scientists,
just of all kinds. Just so many different types of people, and just brings an energy and has an eco fest, and just puts on these huge events, and just, all while dealing with, a heavy surgery that he just went through, and the support that he's built, through doing all this, and the connections that he's made with all the local businesses through his nonprofit and all that. And, then you bring in, Che, who 4 years ago we weren't talking about podcasting or anything. We get him on a few years ago on a podcast, then get him on another, and now he's got 5 or 6 episodes in the works, and now he's kind of setting up, people here. Then, you go through a huge flood, have that studio completely revamped, and now you have weekly sessions of people coming in and recording, and just have taken your time in the best way, and giving you that joy of what you wanted that studio to be. And it just kind of blowing up from here, you know, and it just everything is kind of cranking and doing its thing, and it's kind of a beautiful thing to see.
That's a great way to put it. That's exactly how it is, and I am super thankful. You know, just every time I walk in, anytime I get, you know, I'm gonna go flip 3 switches and be in the heat.
Yeah,
I'm so thankful, and for all the people that are, you know, blessing us with their presence and their good vibes, and we got all kind of tracks to go through. This winter we did a lot of tracking, and especially with, you know, Sam and his crew, Kyle and Quill and Caitlin, everybody.
Yeah, I just really when I think about all this stuff, though, it's like all these people are learning. They are growing within you know, stepping out of a comfort zone, being creative. They're using some technology platform that they've never used before, and they're getting in there and creating accounts and making mistakes and overcoming things and learning things, and you know what I'm saying, and just really putting themselves out there in a very cool and important way, and all within, you know, so much negativity when you hear it from from an echo chamber through news. But when you're living life and you're, you know, having all these abundance of opportunities and creative avenues, to see the people take the chances and not focus on that negative stuff and take the chances and putting themselves out there, it's a cool thing to see, man. And that's what you want to support. You know, that's what you want to throw your weight behind, whether you agree with it or not, or whether you think the person's great at anything or not. It's like all of that. Like, I don't think I'm great at any of this and never have. And that's never even the reward system of it. You know, the reward system of it's actually doing it and meeting new people and getting, hey, that a boy, or hey, that's great, good job on that. You know, not many people put that effort of telling somebody else that they're doing something good. They just either watch and throw judgment, or watch and try to, you know, overcome or defeat, you know, win that battle of who's got the most stuff or who's whatever.
And everybody that comes through the doors, they bring so much respect and good vibes, and just nobody has to be like checked or policed or whatever. It's just been so positive, and it feels like it has always felt, you know, in the studio, when you got the heat and the magic, it's the same like with them as it was, you know, back when I was a minnow.
And your grandpa teddy bear now.
Yeah.
So you have this crop of energetic, you know, go-getters with all the talent, you know, right there in front of them, and they're just soaking up the knowledge that you can give them, and you're soaking up the knowledge that they're giving you.
Definite.
Because that technology upswing is it's pretty intense. And when you learn it, when you get your hands around it, and the creative energy is just endless, man, with what you could do.
And keeping that heat, keeping the pace without like any side trails of boredom and, you know, all that.
And pretty much with you're either in the studio or in the garden, you know, so it's
I'm driving to
good life. Yeah, right. And T's or Che is going to Italy soon, right?
Yes.
A few weeks away.
Yeah, I can't remember when.
Yeah, I think school's got, you know, end of this month, I think, is when school goes out. So, man, we're going to be in the heat of the summer here coming up.
And he's going to be in Switzerland.
Wow.
Finland. He's going to come back with fire, and we're going to do some work with that gizmo.
Okay.
Or you actually showed us a different way, but
yep.
Yeah, we're going to keep the beat going.
Cool.
Because like, you know, Kyle's up Friday night with Che. I think, you know, maybe who knows who's next. But
cool. We got Flagman too. You gave me.
That's what I was saying. Yeah.
Yeah, you gave me a new song.
Oh, the jams.
And that was an
right before they toured.
That's the first one I have of Flagman, I think. And I really appreciate you guys letting us use your music. It's something we're going to get mixed up in here with everything else, and it's super appreciative. And we throw all of this music also onto the Central Florida playlist, and I'm just throwing music in there all the time. And it's really nice to kind of have and throw on here in the studio or throw on in the vehicle, right off of YouTube, and just all the Central Florida music. And it's it's awesome. So it's really, really cool.
This nugget that's coming in the break of Flagman, FYI, it's when they was preparing to go on tour in the winter, like February. It was Sam, Cody, and Brady, and we had 3 mics and
1 DJ.
Did what I likes, and you can hear how it turns out. It's just a nugget, and I asked Sam, "Can we use it?" And he's like, "Hell yeah!"
A little 2-minute clip.
Yeah,
and we will throw more of their music in as time goes, man. I want to get some stuff. I need to get some MP3s from you or some WAV files from you.
I got the Dingo list, all of it.
Okay. And I'll get I need to get them over into my drive so I can kind of feed them into the pads here.
We should get him on the phone.
Yep, we will.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Yes?
Yeah, I want to know who this is right now.
Why?
Let me ask you a question. Why are you calling my girlfriend in the middle of the night?
I don't call no girls in the middle of the night.
Don't
You got the
make
wrong
excuses,
number.
boy. You tell me who you are. Don't deny it, boy. You better tell me the truth right now.
I'm going to call the police because you're harassing me, and I have not called your girlfriend. I did not call your girlfriend in the middle of the night. You hear me, boy?
I'm so angry right now. You are getting me frustrated.
I'm not calling anybody.
How long this been going on between you and her?
I don't even know who she is.
Oh.
I don't even have a girlfriend. I'm single.
You been knowing what's going on, no doubt.
Somebody gave you the wrong number. You're making a mistake, buddy. Okay.
And we are back from break.
Back.
Shout out to Jonas, man. Great conversation.
Yep. We just spoke with Jonas.
Yeah, man. I mean, that breast enlargement surgery you're having is a very tough thing to do for a male, and I'm just real proud of you for going through with it.
So am I. Hey, so what was this, the health supplement deal?
Yeah, we were vibing outside. He was talking about, we were talking about supplements and whatnot. And I am not one that's a health professional or can tell anybody anything legally or even nudge you in some direction like you should do what I do, because I think everybody's bodies are so different.
But it's cool to hear.
It's cool to hear about it. And I can say that friends of mine have, a couple have tried some of the supplements that I'll mention, and they've turned them into regular, things. And some people have tried them a few times and didn't go back to them, just like I've done over the years. Like some people say, you got to try this thing, you got to try that thing, and you try it for a little while, but maybe you try it for a month, but then you go, man, it's $20-something every month to buy it. Is it giving me the benefit that's worth the $20? And maybe it does over the course of 6 months, but sometimes that $20 that's $20, and you might need that extra money or $100 to get this medication that benefits you, whether it's a peptide nowadays or just a vitamin supplement or a base supplement. Because it's been proven over the years too, that the body does not absorb a large volume of the supplements that we intake through our stomachs. We pee them out, a lot of the excess, and some are more high absorption and some are not, and some absorb in somebody's body different than others. So there's, don't listen to what I'm saying as far and take it as a fact or that it's going to benefit you in any way is all I should say.
We're all guinea
Warning.
pigs.
Exactly. I like that.
So what you guinea pigging with?
So the methylene blue is still happening.
Okay.
It's, I'd say now it's like this thing to where I haven't taken a day off in a couple of weeks, and I probably should take a day or two off just to see how I feel. But I've taken a few days off in a row, and I haven't felt worse or any kind of, I need that, or anything. But I'll tell you what, when I do take it, I feel like the cobwebs kind of get cleaned up. I just feel like, I don't know, I just feel a little bit better.
So you got the blue and you got the caffeine going.
I got that going, the Nero gum and some of that stuff. That's the caffeine gum with the L-theanine and the alpha GPC. And then I also have my cups of coffee, which I'm pretty...
This tastes good.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
It was a Cinnabon from the World Market down there in Vieira. It's really good. Mixed with a little bit of that Cafe Bustelo, that Cuban coffee, that heavy espresso coffee.
I could taste like the
the grittiness of
earthy,
it. Yeah, it's with the fresh press, so you get a little bit of the chunk in the bottom of it too when you're
the repress
pouring the bottom down. Yeah. But the L-theanine, I'd say, is a supplement that, like, how if you have a Red Bull or if you have even a Coke and a lot of sugar or like a Mountain Dew, how you get that jittery feel, with after the caffeine and the sugar combination. Well, they figured it out, that if you take the caffeine and you add this L-theanine to it, it takes that energy that you get, that you want, and it kind of just gives you this, even keel to where like you're not shaky. Like you can put your hand out and it still be pretty calm even when you're having coffee and stuff. I think the L-theanine is the one thing that I can say for me, I feel most comfortable sharing that I think is a benefit to anybody who's on any stimulant of any kind, or if you drink coffee or caffeine or, anything, if you, or if you have just high anxiety, I think L-theanine is pretty amazing, as a supplement. When it comes to, Shilajit is another one. It's like a melted rock mineral. Jared, has had it in our, my buddy in the office. He's, had a little jar of this black tar stuff on his desk, and he was kind of telling me about the benefits of it and whatnot. And I bought a pill for him of it, off Amazon. And I don't know if it gave me a benefit or not when it was in that form, but when I take it in this little dipstick of this black tar, and I throw it under my tongue in the morning with a little sip of hot coffee, and it melts in your mouth, I feel a rush of energy like that's better than anything. Like it's really cool. Good kickstart to the day. I feel like a morning coffee with this Shilajit shit.
It works.
That I like it personally, and kind of in the morning when I wake up, it's something I look over towards and go, yeah, I want to do that, and it gives you that nice little healthy, energy buzz. And I'm not in the morning, I'm not feeling hungry and, like I need to eat in the morning. If I do ever feel hungry or feel any of that little stomach, like, when you take pills or take things in the morning, any kind of supplement of any kind, if you're on an empty stomach, it's not the best, you know, and they even tell you not to.
Bubble belly.
Hard boiled egg. You know, I'll take some of that little sea salt and throw it on an egg and eat a hard boiled egg or something like that. Or I'll even do a little fried egg real quick, you know, with some avocado or something in the morning. That's the most I'll eat in the morning. And that's maybe once a week or twice a week tops. But I still have like very bad days on my food intake because we'll have spaghetti or we'll go out to eat and just really fill it up, you know, and have dessert. And like, so I'm not like.
Can we flip it over to your kitchen?
Sure.
Don't you got some stuff up on the rack to talk about, like with the new mixes?
With the, on the what?
You got the 2 fresh mixes.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, I almost, I'm out of the Scott sauce. The last 2 jars were, given away, and I had 2 kinds. I had my regular Scott sauce that was really it was like a sweet heat. It had a lot of brown sugar. It had like some of the black garlic in it. It had good. It had a little bit of the cane sugar from out back, you know, mixed into it.
Rain and sunshine and dirt. Yeah.
And it was a fermented pepper, you know, a Scotch bonnet pepper, and last year I froze 2 big gallon bags or 2 1 gallon bags of Scotch bonnets, just beautiful ones. And instead of trying to go in and ferment them from frozen, I went ahead and just blended them, threw them in a crock pot with brown sugar and elephant garlic cloves, like 2 or 3, you know, big chunky cloves, and just let it all kind of just simmer in there. And threw some more brown sugar in the end and blended it all up, you know, threw a little bit of vinegar and some white vinegar and some apple cider, and got them into some of those big quart jars, half-gallon jars, I think those are, or liter jars. And now I'm just letting it all set and kind of, you know, collaborate a little bit and kind of get it so I can start testing the flavor on it. And then I'll see it. It's really, really hot right now. It's really hot, and it's got that earthy, hot flavorness to it right now. So after a few days, it'll simmer down. Then I'll take my honey mixture, you know, and all that.
So you'll cut it, right? And make
with
more.
The vinegar and honey mainly.
It's so cool.
And then I'll throw a little bit of that xanthium gum in it, in the pot, just to kind of get a good consistency out of it. And once I get that consistency, it'll go to the jars. And then it's game on, man.
That's cool.
Game on. And then I got more peppers out back. The cool pepper that I can say, I've never had really good luck with bell peppers, even though it's an easy pepper to grow. I just have never, I didn't like green peppers, so I didn't care about them. I wasn't trying to, you know, care about them. This season, though, I got in some of those big pots we got from, you know, you helped me get from Dave Summers.
Yeah.
And I've got tomatoes in a couple of them, and I threw a bell pepper in one of those big pots. And I'm telling you what, man, I've gotten 4 or 5 bell peppers off of that little pepper plant so far, and there's 2 or 3 more on there. And they're like all like palm of your hand size, but they're just beautiful, you know. And I think the bigger that thing gets, it's going to pop out some real good
I saw that
product, man. I'm happy. And the tomatoes, they're just getting huge out there, man. So I got to make sure when you leave, we'll throw one of those
Thank you.
To go pots in there for you.
I seen Summers has a bunch of okra.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okra, it grows so well here.
Yeah.
And it's so plentiful. Does he do you like pickled okra and all that?
The whole deal.
He does?
Yeah.
Man, I'll have to get a jar. Gordy makes some, and that's really, really good. Every year he'll give me a jar.
Okay.
And I'll have to.
Did you eat some of the hog meat?
It's in my fridge thawing right now. I was going to make some probably Thursday.
It's great.
Is it really good?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I'll cook some tonight.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll go ahead and throw some on the pan tonight when you leave.
So you got something about the NBA?
Okay. Well, just to kind of keep going real quick in the kitchen as well, we'll do the raspberries outside from that Mysore raspberry. We had 3 picks on it. And I just cut it all back. I just cut back all the the fruited areas.
And you got cuttings.
And oh yeah, I've got like probably 5 or 6 of them, sparsed out through the yard. Yeah, I know Dave has one from us as well that he's going to be growing. But
getting rained on.
I've taken and I've made jam out of it, and then I even kind of took some before I thickened it.
Yeah,
some of this like juice, and I have one jar that's like a juice, like this raspberry juice. Yeah, and I just cooked it with sugar, and threw a little bit of
yummy,
whatever that pectin.
Yeah,
that you put into to make the jam. And so I got some with the seeds, that thick jam for some bread. And then I have a little thing of that jelly. And I even took like probably a quarter of a cup of that raspberry juice, and I poured it into those 2 jars of the peppers.
Sweet.
In there too, because I want to have that nice, good fruity flavor.
It's super.
All said and done.
Yeah, it's popping.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome, dude.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's pretty much all that's going on in the kitchen right now.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, thank you, man. As far as the NBA, the playoffs are going on right now. The draft was last night. They had the Dallas Mavericks got the number 1 pick, so they're probably going to take Cooper Flagg, who is probably the best prospect in
I've seen him
coming in, and everybody knows he's going to be the guy, and he's got a work ethic and stuff. And there's going to be a lot of speculation on does he want to go and be the next young white guy, because they just had Luka Doncic as the great white hope down there with Dallas. He's like he just does things that's just absolutely amazing. But he has a lot of injury concerns, and Cooper Flagg's going to be the next guy to come in and hopefully carry that torch and have that pressure of being the next guy to do what Luka did. And that's a lot of pressure for a young guy. Some people want it and they take it and they bring it. Some people want to do their own thing their own way. Who knows what Cooper Flagg wants, even when he says words, you're not going to get the real honest version. You're going to get the marketed version because this is a business. But there's something weird. It's every year in the draft, NFL, any draft, you get certain players that go, I will not go and play here. I do not want to go and play there. Either it's through a word of mouth or a bad experience or just personal preference, and you care about what you want more than the dream itself or whatever, to play on any team. So the marketed version of all these players is going to be, I'll be happy anywhere I go. But when you get down to like the meat and potatoes of it behind the scenes, when microphones aren't recorded, these guys probably have a lot of preferences, and the scouts of these teams, it's their job to know what those realities are. So when they pick somebody, they're coming to play somewhere where they actually want to play. And over the years of my experience, and especially in the NBA, a player who goes to a team that he didn't want to go to, but if the team just says, you'll figure it out, you'll learn to love it. Like Zion Williamson's one that I'll give as an example. He's a Pelican. We're talking about Pelican migration.
All right.
So the Pelicans drafted Zion Williamson. This guy was just the next LeBron James. Everybody thought he was just going to be the next guy to take over the league, and his work ethic just didn't fully back, the hype. The talent did, but preparing for the big, I don't think he wanted to be a Pelican. I don't think no one wanted to go to New Orleans at the time. They weren't really a good team. They kind of, from a cool guy perspective, the Pelican is not the toughest sounding mascot. And I think when you're a multi-million-dollar player who has all eyes on you, you don't want to be a Pelican. You want to be a Knick. You want to be a Laker. You want to be one of these iconic teams that you can pride. Some players don't care. I'll play for anybody kind of thing, and I'll make that my own. It's the energy that you bring, and the managers want to bring those type of players to those type of teams.
That's cool.
So you have this whole dynamic going on. So the draft is happening. The teams got all picked. It's going to be interesting. Orlando does not have a pick in the top 15. They have, I think it's a 16 or something. And then when it comes to the playoffs that are actually, happening right now, Boston is somebody who's a great 3-point shooting team, and they are not hitting threes at a very good clip right now. And the Knicks are taking it to them. Jalen Brunson is taking it to the Knicks. That guy is a special young player, and he played for the Mavericks as well. And he played with Luka Doncic, and when Luka was out injured, Brunson really turned some heads with his play and taking over the Dallas team when Luka was hurt, and the Knicks brought him up there along with his dad to be an assistant coach, and it's a blessing for New York because they got a grinder of a point guard that just doesn't have, when you watch him play, you're like, he didn't have the speed, he doesn't have the separation ability, he just makes it happen and just does amazing things, and it's awesome to see. But Boston is down 3-1. The Knicks are taking it to him right now. Everybody thought Boston was going to win it all. They're the champs that won it last year. They beat Orlando 4-1 to advance here to play the Knicks. Indiana is taking it to the Bucks, or to no. It's forget who Indiana's playing. Oh, Cleveland. They're playing Cleveland. They're up, I think, 3-1 on them. Cleveland is not doing it. Indiana, Halliburton has hit some last second shots. I haven't watched those games closely, but I thought Cleveland was just so talented. And this year they really were looking great in the regular season. But when it comes to this half-court slow-down playoff basketball, they seem like they should be in well position. But the one thing that tends to happen is if you aren't hitting your shots and your efficiencies aren't playoff basketball ready, you're going to be Donovan. Like if you shoot for a poor percentage and you're Donovan Mitchell, it's going to be more exposed in the playoffs than it is in the regular season. And it's being exposed, in my opinion. And I think he's one of the best players in the league, but you have to come every day with that energy and all these little, chippy injuries and not playing a half and taking a half out of the game because you feel like you're going to lose. It's, in my opinion, was just, you're not going to win. You're going to be gone. And on the Western side, Steph Curry went out, so the Golden State Warriors are hurting, and Memphis is looking like they're going to overcome that series unless something magical happens there for Golden State. Jimmy Butler was not enough, and he's great, but they need Steph Curry to win these games. Then you have my favorite series right now is the Oklahoma City Thunder. Is playing the Denver Nuggets, and Aaron Gordon has hit a couple threes and last second shots in this playoffs already, and Jokic is just Jokic, and OKC is so deep in draft picks and young players and talent, and Shai is just one of the best players in the league, and clutch as can be, and they're dialed in, and I think that series 2-2, 3-2, something like that. And it's just amazing every game. I think it's back and forth. I think it's 2-2 right now, but that's the series to watch in the playoffs right now. If you're a basketball fan,
that's cool. It's a great update.
Yeah, man. I do appreciate you coming in and recording with us again.
Yeah.
Bringing all the topics every week and bringing all the guests. You're my talent scout. I've snatched you from Lampa Media, or from Five Farmer Studio over to Lampa Media Studio, and stealing all your talent and your news. That'll soon be the Five Farmer podcast. Do you have any shout outs, any up and coming things that you want to discuss, or anything before we end the show?
I do, but I'm boggled. So
I gotta have a big old stack of pillows if I'm asleep with a dude.
This, no,
nothing,
man.
Good, man. Good. It's a beautiful thing. That means everything is beautiful and everything is right.
It's copacetic.
So let's end it on that high note. and say, everybody, thank you. Thank you, Che.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jonas, for your time tonight. Thank you, T, for your time tonight.
Back at you.
Just appreciate everybody. And until next time, episode 219, we are out of here.
Daisy's in a tube top, screaming from the top of her lungs. This all ends tonight. Daddy's on the floor, he's screaming for more, saying you're gonna be alright. Daisy's in a tube top, screaming from the top of her lungs. This all ends tonight. Daddy's on the floor, he's screaming for more, saying you're gonna be alright.
Dude, that's just killer. Oh, dude, that was awesome.